Greetings and salutations. This is a Real Pundit movie review. The movie that I'm reviewing today is Ben is Back. This is a almost cautionary tale movie, where in which you have to deal with a family dealing with a member of their family dealing with addiction. The premise of the whole movie is you have our main character Ben, who comes back home for Christmas just for a stay to be with his family. His family has been dealing with him being an addict or a recovering addict, however you would like to put it, for a while. This is not the first time he's shown up and people have to deal with him. The last visit, well, you kind of expect it when you have a movie named Ben is Back. Everyone's not really excited for him just to show up. So you have this movie, and I think it's really well put together. I think that the writing and directing of Peter Hedges is perfect. This movie is shot to the T, amazing shots in some of the scenes, and the acting was on par. You have Julia Roberts, who I was not really expecting to pull off playing the mom role. She did it very well in this movie. Lucas Hedges, I was not expecting that, especially coming from, Lady Bird and Three Billboards. This is a really well put together movie. But my negatives on this movie: marketing and timing. And that's what this little movie review is really going to be all about. They didn't really build this movie up as far as advertisement. And I do think that this is one of those movies that you could see where this is Julia Roberts' chance to go through and have that Oscar nomination. But the timing of this movie, especially during the holidays, it's unique in its own way of having an alternative option for the holiday season. Because normally you have minor blockbusters during the holiday seasons, your Star Wars, your Transformers, stuff like that. And this movie is a totally different direction. It's very dark in some points. It's not a uplifting film that you go through and you want to grab all of the family together and sit down and watch a movie for the holidays. This is a little bit darker. For if this is your family movie, then man, good luck with you on that one. But this movie was so well put together. Anything negative that I say, I have to be able to counter with how well it was put together and the actors. So this one makes it a really hard push of, is this a bad movie, as far, not bad movie, but a movie that I'm not going to give high praises for due to its time period of release? Or is this going to be a situation of the marketing could have been done differently? But what I will say as far as the positives in marketing in this movie is that they did a trailer for this that did not give you everything. What you see in the trailer is not what the movie is honestly all about. And I think that is where this movie shines. We're getting classic movie setup. You get a trailer that does not give you everything. It doesn't give you like 5 seconds of all the one shots of the movie so that you walk into the movie knowing exactly what you're getting. Perfect trailer and perfect setup for a movie, and very strong actors and directing and writing. This movie, the story, it takes you on a journey, which is another thing that I actually like. It is what I consider a classic film. It's the timing of when you put this movie out. How many people are going to want to go see a darker, more serious movie during the holidays? But we also have to contend with, it's getting close to Oscar season, so you have to get out your movies when you get them out. I understand that. The timing on this almost fits perfectly in line with the seasons that we're currently in. I mean, the movie is set during Christmas. So having a Christmas movie during Christmas is good. And I think there's some people who are going to see this movie is Ben is Back. You have this son who's coming home for the holidays, and it's just his family having to deal with it. This movie starts there and starts going in a different direction. You get a chance to see how this family is affected. Each member of the family is affected by him showing back up, and what happened beforehand, the year before, and when he showed up. It's a very, I wouldn't say it dark, but a very serious movie, especially for people who have family members or a person they know that has dealt with addiction. There's a lot of points that you can definitely feel that the writer slash director knew what was going on. There was a pinch of Hollywood thrown in there just to make the movie move forward. But everything else that's in the movie seemed realistic. As a person who's known and lost someone to addiction, it's one of those things you have to sit there and go, wow, he really understood how it affects the people on the outside. And it really wasn't about your normal movie where you have a person who's an addict and you're just kind of following their tale through things and from their point of view. You follow the mom's point of view, and there's things that only a mother would understand, and the lengths that she would go through for her eldest son. So this is where I go. This movie has hit a couple of different spots, and it was shot in a way that you were not expecting. You get the point of view of the family more than just the addict. I think that's what makes this movie unique. I would like to see more movies that are done like this. That the reality that's there is not what you're going for as far as watching this movie. It's how the story is told and how you get from act 1 to act 3, and you are going to see something very unique and very different. Now, do I recommend seeing this during your Christmas holiday? Now, that's a totally different story. This is one of those movies I would say perfect for January, like after the New Year's is the last thing I would say is start your New Year's off with this movie, but it is worthy of watching. But sometime within 2019, I think picking up Ben is Back is worthy. If you're looking for a classic style of film, a film that is taking you on a journey. Now it's time I have to go through and talk about what I'm going to give as far as a rating on this. And I had to do a long pause because I'm thinking about it and I'm wanting to change my vote because normally here on the Real Pundits, we go through and give a 1 to 5 scale. And I want to go through and give it a 3.5 to almost 4. It's the timing of this movie that's throwing me off as far as, is this really the time to put out a movie like this? Or is it a situation of this movie was just really well put together and maybe we should just give it props for what it is and when it came out and enjoy the movie? So I can't give it a solid 3.5 because I want to give it a little bit more, but since we don't creep up the scale here on The Real Pundits, we're going to definitely have to say, well, it's not we because it's just me going through and talking about this. I'm going to give it a 3.5. It wasn't bad. I think that the trailer was amazing. I think the movie was amazing. The subject content made it a little rough. There's moments where you're really feeling for this family and being around a person who has been an addict and knowing what they've gone through. It changes how you take a movie like this. So I would give it a 4 for the way it was shot. The director did such a great job, and the continuity and how things flowed through this movie, I thought was really well put together. That's where I want to give it the 4. But you have to do it as a whole. That's why I got the score that I give. And it seems like a running thing on The Real Pundits that we give a lot of 3.5s, is because we're looking for that next great movie. And it's been a while since we've seen a movie. I can definitely speak for both of the Real Pundits that would honestly just straight out the gate get a 4 or even a 5. So go at some time. I definitely say this is not the movie to watch for your Christmas break, but definitely worthy of watching because you will hear about this again during Oscar season. There's not even a question about that. Go check out Ben is Back. It should be coming out very soon, and it's worthy of the time. If you're into or wanting a different movie for the holiday season, go check it out. I'm giving the cautionary, like, hey, buyer beware type of thing. But for hardcore movie fans who will watch anything, this is definitely a movie that should be on your list. Other than that, the Real Pundits will be coming back after the holiday season. We're going through and trying to constantly evolve and make things better. And we're going to be tightening up things, especially as we get towards doing the list. And that's what we're going to be focusing on as far as next year. The list is going to be our movies that we think everyone should see. That's the list. And so when that time comes up, we're going to go through and start laying it down. And the first little sneak of something, we're probably going to be talking about Kubrick coming up. We've been kind of holding back on talking about anything Stanley Kubrick, but that's definitely coming soon. So this is now turned from a movie review to a mini episode. But give us a message. We always have the mailbag open, mailbag at thereelpundits.com. You can always find me at ANA Real Pundit on Twitter. Go ahead, shoot me a message. If you end up seeing Ben is Back, I'd like to know what you think. I would like to see, this is definitely a movie that involves talking, because I would love to see how other people think about this movie. And continue looking out for us within the new year. We're going to be putting out some more things where our content's going to be expanding and getting a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. So, an episode without Brandon, even if it's only for a couple of minutes, is definitely worthy. And oh, stay tuned for our Christmas punishment movie, because we are going to be reviewing A Christmas Story. And we'll be putting it out during Christmas. Oh, man, it's going to be fun. I know he's not looking forward to it, because I'm going to give a different point of view in this movie. Until that time, though, bye.